Hi, I'm Rachelle with Originally Worn, and today I'm going to show you a couple different ways to accomplish the very popular farmhouse technique on your furniture. Farmhouse style is still going strong around the country, and a lot of people request this finish in our shop. So I just wanted to show you guys the different ways that you can accomplish this finish at your own home. So typically the farmhouse style has a little bit of distressing to it, and it has dark wax in our world. So what we're gonna do, there's a couple ways that you can kind of finish this, but I'm gonna show you today with this. This is a oak cabinet door painted in 2 coats of Annie Sloan Old White. Old White is really a perfect color for this because it's not too yellow and it's not too bright, but it's not dull either, if that makes any sense. Pure white's too modern, too bright. Cream is too yellow. So if you want to go for this farmhouse look, go Annie Sloan Old White. So this would be great and everything, but we want it distressed back along these edges. Now you've probably seen in other ones of my videos how to distress. This is my favorite way to do it, but I'm going to show you here. I like to take an old wet rag and I like to rub it on the edges before anything is waxed. So you go along here and you rub your paint off. The paint is completely dry when you do this, but it is called wet distressing because your rag is wet. So you want to hit your edges first, even if you're distressing with a sander and not a wet rag, because distressing needs to mimic where it would naturally happen in life. And so if I were just to go in and distress the middle of this, it wouldn't look normal. It would be called what we call cheetah spots. It's not right. You start with your edges and work in from there. So if you want your center distressed, you need to be sure that all your edges are really hard distressed. Now you can have your edges distressed and not your center. That would be just lightly distressed. So you literally just go along and kind of rub this with this wet rag. I use these white kind of shop towels you find in the automotive department of Walmart in our town. They're just cheap kind of towels, but why I like them is because they're nubby, and so they're not a smooth rag. So I'm gonna go along here and do this. I'll see if I can get you a close-up of kind of the edge is just lightly distressed there. Let's see, I'll get you some more inside edges and I'll work on those. So here it is, just lightly distressed with a rag. And I like to distress with a rag instead of sandpaper because that way you don't ruin the finish that is underneath your board, or your paint, I should say, not your board. Because like, let's say this was that really nice dark kind of wood that's on antiques a lot. You don't want to sand all that back down to like just raw wood. You want to have that dark color coming through, and so this is the best way to get the color still that's of the wood stain, and you know, it's pretty easy anyway. So this would be one way. You could just stop it here and then you would clear wax it, and I'm gonna clear wax it here in a second, but this what this would look like. So this is the same type of thing. It is old white painted with 2 coats, wet distressed, and then clear waxed. And that would be it. That's your whole thing. But I'm going to go ahead and actually dark wax this one. So I have my Annie Sloan clear wax. It's what I love to work with. You get a little bit on your wax brush, and then you just kind of, well, that's way too much, but my wax brush is hard and crusty here. And then you just kind of work it in everywhere. And if this was a cabinet door that you're gonna use in a kitchen, I would do one coat of wax, wipe it off, and wait 24 hours before I do another coat of wax. But if it was a piece of furniture, you don't need to do that. The point being is that the wax gives it an extra kind of layer of coating and durability, but it's sometimes an overkill for a piece of furniture. So here we have a blue shop towel. I like to fold mine in squares and then just lightly wipe off that excess clear wax. You don't need to make it so it doesn't feel like there's wax on there. You can kind of get the feel, like there still does feel like there's wax there, but it's not sticky or tacky. I find that wiping less and walking away gives you a better primitive look than over wiping. If you over wipe, you get kind of a shiny, prematurely uneven sheen, and that's just not very farmhousey. So that would be it wiped with clear wax, and then you can put dark wax on it next, and that's what we're gonna do, but you can do it in two different ways. And these are both popular ways. One is not better than the other, just two different ways. So you can put dark wax on it to where it's just kind of all over and lightly wiped off. Or you can put it where it rests in the crevices and then it's kind of wiped off the rest of the surface. This is the one that we're gonna do on the big sample today. And if I were to do the dark wax with this all over, I would use my other wax brush that looks like this. But because we are doing it just in a small area, I'm actually going to use a crappy chip brush that I throw away after every couple times I use it, because this will get just in kind of the crevices. And so I will take a little bit of this Annie Sloan dark wax right here, and I will just, I'm gonna try to put it just where I want it to go, because otherwise I don't need to be wiping it off of every surface. So I'm going to go along these inner crevices, and then I'm going to go along kind of on this outer edge, because I might want a little bit to gather kind of in there. But I don't really need to go in the middle because it's not necessary. I would just be wiping it off there anyway. And it's okay if you get, I mean, you're gonna get it everywhere. That's what we're gonna wipe it back off, and I'll show you how, but. So here we have it just with kind of all goobered in there, and now we're gonna wipe it back off. So we're gonna take a shop towel again, and we're gonna start to wipe the excess off. Because there was clear wax underneath there, there's some sort of a resist to it, so it won't instantly stain your piece. If there was no clear wax underneath there, there'd be no moving this dark wax. It is there, it'd be wherever it landed. So here I kind of wiped off what I could excess-wise with just a rag, and it still looks pretty grimy. So what you do is take a clean part of your towel and your clear wax, and you use it almost like a magic eraser. So I'm gonna get more clear wax on there, and then I'm gonna start to kind of go back over all the main areas, and it will kind of wipe it back off. Now it doesn't do it like this amazingly, like it never existed kind of way, but it cleans it up to look more like a caramel glazing. And you can do this in a glazing sense too if you have a whole bunch of cabinet doors. I have a video of how to make a glaze. You could check that out if that's something you're interested in. This is just the most simplest way to kind of get this look. And this is actually a sample for someone's kitchen. It's a very, very popular kitchen that we do around here. We are in the Midwest, so we're still pro farmhouse around here. We're slightly moving to some mid-century modern, but not a ton yet. I'm obsessive with florals, but that's just me. I don't think that that's the town yet. I'd probably put florals all over my kitchen if I could find a way to do it without looking tacky. But we'll see. That might be the next video. How to make Rachelle's kitchen a big watercolor floral kitchen. My poor husband. So we're almost there, kind of taking back all the excess clear wax off, and then, bam, done. Or not the excess clear wax, sorry, the excess dark wax. So, let's see if I can get you a good view of it. It has some glazing here in the edges, but not overly the whole thing. So it's just a slight bit of antiquing and the distressing, and it makes a really beautiful farmhouse finish. So I will put up a picture of all these different ones so you can kind of see them up close instead of just on the camera here at the end of this video, and you can know what the different ones look like in a picture. Hope you like this painting technique. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Originally Worn on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, and on our website at www.originallywornonline.com. Thanks and happy painting!